Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to do a comparison between Samsung and Apple again. I already did a video about their presentations, but today it will be the new iPhone 15 Pro Max versus the latest Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. So by characteristics, which phone is better? So right now, without further ado, let's get into the video. You've already seen people doing comparisons between these two phones, and I decided to do mine and see which phone is better. So we all know that Samsung and Apple are two companies that are always competing with each other, mostly in the category phones. So iPads are still a bit leading for computers, aka MacBooks and Samsung computer laptops. I won't say anything, but for phones, they are always can be which one has a better camera, better features, more responsive, longer battery life, and all these characteristics are valuable when it comes to Apple and Samsung. Like there's so many other companies that are making phones nowadays, but it's like they're somewhere in the shadow between these two. So this is why I decided to compare the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra and see, can the iPhone finally defeat Samsung, or when the S24 comes, the iPhone will be in its shadow again. So I checked both Samsung's and Apple's websites to see if they have any differences in the compare phones section, and expectedly they do. So even though they are doing things a little bit different, I decided to focus on the main key points which a regular user might need while they're buying a phone. So here I'm gonna pop up a picture. It's from Samsung's website. This is literally the main thing that you see. As you can see, it's the size and peak brightness and all the basic category comparison, as you can see, between different phones. So Apple is doing things a little bit different. So here I'm gonna pop up a picture from them. This is one of the three that I took because their summary is a little bit more descriptive. They have put everything here, including the battery, the processor, and everything that you might need. Here is the second picture. As you can see, it's just all the basic summary that you might need: the size, the weight, literally comparing the phones, but just written with more words. Here is the third picture as well. As you can see here, the MagSafe appears. So it's good to be more descriptive, but at the same time, I don't think everyone will read absolutely everything about their phone. They just need to know if the camera is good enough, if they can play some games, maybe not the heaviest gaming, but to at least open different games and play, to be fast enough. And maybe these are the basic needs that a person might need. So even though Apple is a little bit more descriptive, yes, it's good to give the person a bigger summary so they know what they're buying with more details. But at the same time, I think that Samsung is doing a good job just keeping things simple and pointing out the main things that the phone has, and it's different than the others, not only by the same brands but also by different brands. And I think that this is what matters the most to when someone is buying a phone. The next category that I put is the storage options. I think that this is very important for people because cameras are evolving nowadays, the phone itself, and they need a little bit more storage. As you can see, nobody's offering 64 gigabytes anymore, because who will buy them? Yes, I bought an iPhone 12 as a present, 64, and this is because the person to who I gave it, they don't need that much storage, but I do, and this is why my phone is 256 gigabytes. So here I'm gonna pop up a picture. This is from the S23 Ultra, and as you can see, they have already started at 256 gigabytes. They have eliminated the 128 gigabytes, which are still available if you buy an iPhone 14 Pro Max. Well, maybe this means that Samsung's camera is so good that they think that 128 gigabytes, if you take enough photos and videos, won't be enough, so we're gonna cut that option out. So here is a picture of Apple. They're doing exactly the same thing, but from the iPhone 15 Pro Max. As you know, the 14 Pro Max already has 128 option. The 15 cut this option. I thought that when they did that, they will integrate like a 2 terabyte option, just like they're doing on their iPads and their MacBooks. But maybe they decided to stick with their competitor and give the same size options. Honestly, cameras are evolving and you do need a little bit more of storage option. And I believe that this is the reason why after some time maybe the 256 even won't be enough if the phone has 8K cameras and all this. So I believe that these storage options, they're keeping it the same as their competitors, so they're equal. the biggest comparison when it comes to Apple and Samsung is their camera. Believe it or not, this is what all the reviews for these phones mainly are. So here I'm gonna pop up a picture again. This is from Samsung's website, and as you can see, they're keeping the camera section pretty shortly. If I can say it, like, they're just giving the main thing which people noticed when this phone came is the 100 times zoom. And when it came to taking the moon picture, yeah, this was a big scandal. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about this. Well, I won't call it like a scandal or cheating, but let's just say that when you point to the moon, it takes you perfect picture as if you have taken it out from the internet. But this happens only if you use the zoom to the moon. If you port it to the sky or somewhere else, like use this 100 times zoom, this won't happen. You know, take a decent picture, like what a 100 times like zoom would have worked. But not when it comes to the moon, and people were very upset and calling that Samsung was cheating and stuff like that. All this calmed down, nobody talks about this anymore, I believe. So back to the cameras, as you can see, they're keeping just the most key points for them and what their camera is better than the last year and than their competitors. So here I'm gonna pop up another picture. This is from Apple's website. As you can see, they're doing the same. Just it looks like they're a little bit more descriptive, and they're pointing out everything that they has, including the night mode. As you know, the S23 Ultra also has a night mode. They just didn't point it out because, well, in the previous phone they had a night mode, and I pretty much think that every phone has a night mode. It just depends on who use it or not, and it's not something that to point out to be different from the others, because literally all the other phones has it. So if we compare both the cameras, I don't have the both phones right now. But I can watch the video. If you want, you can check it out. It's by Mr. Who's the Boss. So he's comparing in depth the cameras of these phones, and I have to say that they are very, very similar. Like, yes, you can see sometimes a little bit different in the coloring when it comes to night mode as well, like the sharpness and all these key features if you're a professional photographer or a video maker. But for a regular person who just barely takes photos and videos, I don't think that these things matters that much. And the simple you keep it in your description, the better, because they might read all of this, but half of them probably won't understand why do I need this, and they might not even buy the Ultra or the Pro. They're just gonna buy a regular phone because this is what they're suiting their needs. Also, because it's a little bit cheaper than the Pro and the Ultra, but we all know that the camera is the biggest battle for these two companies. So the last comparison of this video will be about the chips. So as you know, the chip of a phone is what makes it so powerful, so great, so fast. So here I'm gonna pop up a picture. This is of the S23 Ultra's chip. They're using their Snapdragon chip. As you know, they're keeping it short because what much can you say about the chip? It's just where all the power it is. They keep upgrading it, developing it to be the phone where it is today. So when I was looking for a phone to change the only reason why I bought the Pro Max phone is because, okay, I wanted a bigger phone because I never had one, but the main reason that I got a Pro is because the 14 was so similar to the 13 Pro models that for the price that I'll pay for a regular 14, I can get a 13 Pro, because the differences were so minor that I decided if I'm gonna buy something, I'm gonna buy the new, because for the same money I can buy the same phone, just last gen, and I'll have the same thing. And I believe this is what people are noticing nowadays. So here I'm gonna pop another picture. This is A17 Pro, aka Apple's chip, and here's something interesting about this. So they're calling it not A17, A17 Pro, and you know that the iPhone 15 still has A16 chip. So if there is an iPhone 16, will it have A17 Pro? Because it's a regular 16, it's not a Pro. So will they put a Pro chip in a non-Pro device? This is something interesting, which I'm gonna let you think and comment down below what you think about this. But as you can see, the chips are very different, but both phones are still speedy, they're running fast, you can play games on them. This is why they're Ultra and Pro. This is for the small amount of people who want the best of the best, who can afford the best of the best, and want that experience. Because once you get to a Pro or to an Ultra, you won't get to a regular phone. They will seem too basic, and this is why, because they're making their best chips into their best phones to attract the small amount of people who can actually afford to buy it. Okay guys, that is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below which team are you, team Samsung or team Apple. I have already asked you this, but I just want to know which brand you support the most. Just because Apple is better representation, this doesn't mean that their products are necessarily the best in every category. So this is the difference. Also, I believe that Apple and Samsung will always compete each other in something. For now, it's in the category phones, but maybe this will evolve into their tablets or laptops or any product that they make. So that is the video for today. I hope you enjoyed. Please give it a big old thumbs up, aka like this video, share with friends, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell so you'll be notified every time when I post new videos. And I'm gonna see you next time. Bye.